Hi, everybody. This is Jason,
And this is Pete.
and this is the Lost Legions podcast. And what are we doing today, Pete?
Today we're talking about our favourite things from all of the phases in the game, the movement, assault, and shooting phase, not in that order. And also, if we could have one change, what would that change be to each of the phases? So,
I didn't do my homework correctly. So, Pete's gonna quiz me on what I would like to keep on on the changes. We were looking at the notes, and I realized that I have been a poor student today.
yeah,
So, why don't you kick us off
terrible, Jason.
correctly, Pete? Why don't you
Yeah,
kick us off with what it's supposed to be, and I will follow up with my melange of
I'm
changes.
sure you'll manage to come up with your favourite thing on the fly, Jay, as we usually do. If there was one thing let's start with the movement phase then. Firstly, so if there's one thing I would keep from the current rendition of movement phase, it would be, and I'm sure it will stay the same, all of the changes that were made to the movement characters' statistics, the characteristics. Years gone by, it was a flat 6 inches for all infantry or 12 inches for anything else. The fact that they've changed that, I love that. Adds so much flexibility to the army. It makes vehicles that are faster seem like they're faster, like the little saber tanks. Compared to like the super heavies and stuff. I think it's cool. What about you?
What do
you think?
I have unintentionally done the assignment correctly because I said I actually like the different movement values too. That was something I got really excited about when it came in, and I hope it they keep it, right? Like it's good. I don't want to go back to everybody moving 6. I think this feels much more fun, and much more dynamic than it used to. Like moving. I mean, sometimes I even still forget that my Marines move faster and I just move everybody 6. So, I mean, I'm still not even used to it, but I
You've
love
always
it.
been a little bit generous with your measurements anyway, Jay, so that's okay. That's all right.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
Well, what would you like to get rid of then besides my generous measurements?
I don't know if I can endorse this message, but yes, I would like to introduce removing something, which sounds a bit odd. I am not the biggest fan that run is now in the movement phase. I say now, it has been for years now, obviously, but I think I preferred it from first edition, and I think I'd like to see it go back, or maybe a halfway house. Maybe you could choose to run at the end of the movement phase or choose to run during your shooting phase. And the reason why is I quite liked the fact that you might in your head have the plan, right, these guys are going to run up in the shooting phase, but your shooting doesn't work out, so you decide, right, I'm going to have to snap fire these guns to try and tip that vehicle over the edge and wreck it, or whatever the situation is, etc. Or vice versa. You might be like, right, these guys are going to press forward and shoot the guys that come out of a transport, for example. The transport doesn't blow, so then you run your guys back for safety because they're going to get assaulted next turn, or something along those lines. I kind of
So you like that it happened at the end of the phase? Well, it happened in shooting.
I like the fact that
it happened at a different time.
Yes, depending on what was going on the shooting phase, you could then choose to react yourself, tactically to how your force is progressing. Whereas now,
no, I mean,
I get why they've done it in the movement phase.
Yeah. I was gonna say I understand where you're. At first, I was a little confused as to why you liked it, and I was like, "Okay, old man, like, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be the way it was. Like, get off my lawn." But now I kind of understand. I mean, but let me again kind of like remind you that what happened. And I think how this came about was people would be like, "Do you mind if I just run this guy? Because I know I'm gonna run them in the movement phase." And I think that a lot of that happened, but I do understand like the tactical movement that you kind of liked using your running in the shooting phase. Like I get it. I hope it stays the same, but like I I completely understand your point of view, and I think it's totally valid.
I just like to have it both. Like, you can choose to run in the movement, or in lieu of shooting, you can run your guys if they haven't already ran in the movement phase. And I think that would literally be the best of both worlds, right?
I have a problem too with one of the running.
Please.
Another running thing is I actually don't like. So this is my dislike that I hope kind of gets changed. I feel running feels a little strange on jet bikes and like other anti-grav platforms. Like it just feels a little weird. I wish there was like, we talked about this before, maybe a jetpack move at the end, like, or something. Like it just feels a little weird to like be like, I'm running with this bike. I mean,
Yeah.
I know technically you're turbo boosting, but like it just feels a little strange the way it's set up currently. Maybe some tweaks to that would be good. I don't have any great ideas, but like, overall, I'm pretty happy with the movement phase in general. How
Good.
about you?
Yeah, I think it's perfect, really, other than one or two little nuances like that. But yeah, I like the fact that, just as an aside, I also like the fact that we had changes to unit coherency. Um, having 3-inch coherency on some skirmish units like that makes, again, the movement phase a bit more dynamic, a bit more interesting. So I think they did a good job with it. I hope it very much stays the same, and maybe they just push these nuances a little bit more just to make it a bit more flavorful. That's kind of where I'm at.
Cool. You want to
Cool.
move on to shooting?
Shooting. Yeah. So what would you like to keep the same, Jay, or would you like me to go first whilst you
Oh, go first, because this is when I did the assignment wrong.
Okay, so I would like to keep, if there's one thing I could keep from the current rule set, it would be the fact that combi weapons get the fire there, multitude of options all at once on some of the guns. I think
Yeah.
that was a great change when it happened. I think we'd really notice that if that went now. Yeah, I just love the way that works. Combi Volkites and combi grenades are really good fun.
I'm gonna cheap out and agree with you on that. I think that would actually be my number one. Like, I really hope they keep that because I have a bunch of changes to the shooting phase that I want to talk about.
It's supposed to be one, just one. If you could change one thing. So yeah, good. Okay, so that was one thing which we keep the same. Do you want to dive into one of your multitudes then?
Yeah, I mean,
Go?
I think a lot of this has to do with wound allocation. So maybe I'll tackle this all in one thing. Is that what I don't like is like the first off is the 2+ save tanking needs to be addressed, which we've kind of sort of house ruled. It's kind of been going around our friendship group and around like some of the games we play where people use their initiative stat to be like, okay, this is how many you can tank in the shooting phase.
Like
the other thing,
so like if you're initiative 4, you can take 4 armor saves. Is that what you?
yeah, exactly. And then you move off. The other thing I think that needs to be addressed again is a wound allocation thing in the shooting phase is that spreading wounds on units of characters. So like you're running with 10 Terminator characters. They all have 2 wounds. Legit, and this could actually go into the assault phase too, but it happens more in the shooting phase.
Yeah.
You can just put 1 wound on each character. Like, and they're characters. So you could switch who you're saving to. It's cumbersome. It feels frustrating. It's got a feel bad feeling. And like usually I don't do it, but like when I was playing my Zone Mortalis force, like my unit of Terminators all characters. So like they could just spread all the wounds around and it does not feel good. So I think that this is my top thing that needs to be changed in the shooting phase.
Cool. It was basically mine as well, which is quite ironic that we both chose that above shooting reactions. So seeing as we chose the both, I'm going to say the shooting reactions need to be reworked, I think.
Yeah.
I don't want to say removed because I don't want to take it away, but I hope they change it and make certain units can only do it. We've been through this countless times. You probably, the majority of you, will have the same views on this. That shooting reactions are a little bit OP, especially for certain weapons. That's cannons. yeah, I think that should be changed or reworked. Or
I like it in general.
I
Actually,
do
I've really
too.
grown to like it, but like it's more fun like when it's not like that crushing las cannon squad, like firing back 10 las cannons at you, right? Like so, yeah.
Yeah, there
Um,
needs to be something there.
it needs some adjustment.
Yeah, cool. Assault phase. If there's one thing that I could keep the same, it would be the weapon skill table. I'm a big fan. I think a lot of people have mixed opinions on this. I quite like the fact that just being one weapon skill point higher means that your opponent will now hit you on 5s as opposed to 4s. It's a huge, huge change from the previous edition. I think that was a great change. I'd like to keep that moving forward. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
I had actually, so this is actually what I had written in there. I really liked the change that happened. And I kind of have a flip side on that, on something I hope that does change. But yeah, I think in general, it made your elites feel like very elite. Like, I like that, it's harder for lower weapon skill guys to hit you. Like, it just feels really fun. And then again, my downside is kind of in the same place. I feel like more units need to have weapon skill 5. I think like you have some like Terminators, for example. It feels really, really bad that your veteran Terminators are weapon skill 4 when they go up against other weapon skill 5 guys. It doesn't feel bad to me when my troops, like my like attack marines, just normal assault marines, when they're all weapon skill 4, I think it's fine. It feels thematic when they're getting punished by these elite units. But like, I think that they need a better rebalancing of who is weapon skill 5 and who is weapon skill 4. And I think that would do a lot to kind of like assuage the problem. It just sometimes feels bad. I think they need to work on taking out some of the feels bad. So that's my keep and remove at the same time.
So one thing touching on that, which I read in one of our comments in a video earlier in the week, some chaps suggested you could make veteran stat line a purchasable option on pretty much every unit. And I quite like the idea of that. Like, you could have veteran tacticals, veteran Terminator, so you literally have the choice whether or not to do that. I guess you could still have Legion specific units, just they're flat veteran line and you don't get an option to not have them. Maybe, if that's how the unit is, but I don't know. I think that could be a cool thing. Complete aside from the purpose of this video, but that might be a good workaround. So you can purchase weapon skill 5, purchase 2 wounds, that sort of stuff.
What would you like to get rid of for assault?
I'd like to get rid of random charge distance. I hate it. I think it is so. The assault phase isn't the strongest phase anyway. So having I need to make a 4 or 5 inch charge, rolling snake eyes, and everything goes wrong is a real feels bad moment. Game swings immediately at that point in some instances. On the flip side as well, you might have positioned yourself relatively safely away from an opponent, and then they roll a 12-inch charge. It's just a bit interesting.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
So I play a lot of fantasy. I started saying it before you said yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
And you add your movement stat to a d6. So like, I think you might be 2d6, but you could do a movement stat and a d6. Like, so it's less random.
Yeah. I think less random is too random at the moment. I know they tried to fix it with you have your different bands, don't you? So if your movement 8 to 10, is it? You get +1 and it goes up in different bands. So it kind of works.
That does help.
Yeah. I like what they did with the difficult terrain tests through movement. So it's just a flat -2. Because
it makes it far.
It used to be the same. You roll double 1. I guess I'm going an inch. Because it was 2d6 bit the highest, wasn't it, beforehand? So they clearly saw that that's an issue in the movement phase. And I guess they kind of saw it might have been an issue in the assault phase. That's why they added, well, if you're fast, you can get extra result on your 2d6 roll, but it's still too random, in my opinion. Let us know what you think in the comments on that one, because I doubt that will change like that. I think they enjoy their 2d6 on the assaults a bit too much, but I'd love to see that change.
I think I'm less. I think I'm more okay with it than you are. I do like the bonus to movement. I think that helps it a little bit because you don't usually fail like the 2-inch charge anymore. If you're like an assault squad or like a charging, most charging units have like a bonus to speed.
Yeah. So I guess I would have flat movement statistics, so 7 inches of a marine, and that's your charge range. This is how it would work in my head. And then if you're an assault marine, +2, is it? Or +2 or +3, I can't remember. To that, so you're never going to make the 12-inch charge or even 11.
I like.
Yeah, so you like the chance.
I like the dice.
Chance also
I like the dice.
Can bug you. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. So
what do we want to talk about the secret phase that does or does not exist?
The psychic phase.
So what top thing I like about the changes to the psychic phase? They got rid of the psychic phase.
Perfect. Excellent. Yeah.
I mean, there was that rumor, I think it's BS, but like that they might bring the psychic phase back. Do you guys want the psychic phase to come back? I do not. I like it the way it is. I like the way that the psychic powers are executed. There might be some balance on how it's done or how powers are set up. But in general, I just like the ease of psychic powers. How about you, Pete?
Yeah, it's far better now. It's not like, oh, I got all my psychic to cool, I'll go grab a beer or a coffee or whatever. Yeah, there's none of that anymore.
It's far less stressful for everybody involved, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. There's no deny the witch or anything like that, is there?
You can deny it if you have
psychic hoods.
Or adamantium will. Like there are some things, but no, it's not the same. Where you always get your 6-up deny the witch. Or something.
Yeah, that was interesting as well. Before. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to add, Jay?
No, I think that's pretty much it. We've covered everything, including the secret phase that doesn't exist, but might.
Oh, and the Instagram phase, clearly. Everyone loves that phase.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Instagram phase. Yeah. My favorite thing about the Instagram phase, I forget to do it.
Yeah, you don't have Instagram, so yeah, that's it. Yeah. Cool. All right, man. I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next one.